بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. The next hadith from the chapter on Sifatul Aqil, characteristics of intelligent people, rational people, from Muntakhab Mizan al-Hikmah, or Scale of Wisdom, is again from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which says, "A'qalun nas ashadduhum mudaratan lin-nas." The most intelligent people, aqal, the most intelligent people are those who are doing more mudara. Mudara means you know how to deal with people. So they are the best in dealing with people, in the sense that you are patient with them, you are moderate with them. You are not losing your target, but at the same time, you are not expecting too much. Mudarat is very important. We have many hadiths about mudarat, and actually, as one of the sunnah of the Prophet, one of the things that were very outstanding in the conduct of Prophet was mudaratun nas, to be patient with people and have the best deal with the people. So Rasulullah says, a'qalun nas, the most intelligent of people are those who are the best in dealing with people. So if you get angry quickly with people, if you fight people, if you break relation, if you are not stable in your relation, this is a sign of lacking aql. Yes? Aql. It's like, for example, you go to a home, you have problem with neighbors. Then you change the home, you have again problem with neighbors. You change the home, again you have problem with them. Okay, so maybe instead of changing your home, change your behavior. Yeah? And then you don't need to keep changing your home. People, work in one office, they have problem. They go to another office, they have problem. They marry few times, there is problem. So sometimes, it might be, not all the time, but sometimes, if something repeatedly happens, maybe we are not able to deal with people. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes maybe you are just not lucky, but sometimes it's like this.
Yeah, this word Arabic and English, they sound very similar. Mudarat and moderate.
Yes. Yes. Yes, very. Another hadith. Sadrul Aqil. Yes, from Rasulullah sallallahu. Sorry, no. That one's from Rasulullah. This one is from Amirul Mu'minin. Sadrul Aqil sunduq sirrih. Chest of an intelligent person is the box of his or her secrets. Means many things should remain in your chest. Yeah? I don't know. Have you had this, I remember my mother's grandmother, rahmatullah alayha. So she had the box that had, some money or some valuable things, but sometimes also some food or something that he wanted to give to people. So that box was very important. So your chest must be like that box in which things that you want to keep hidden for the it's not for immediate use or quick use. So secrets should remain in your chest. One of the things that I think we can understand value of people is for how long they can keep secrets. Some people keep secrets for few seconds. Some people for few hours. Some people for few days. But they cannot keep it, more than few days.
Some people assume secret don't tell to anybody, they want to tell.
Yes. Actually, sometimes when people want to spread something, they say, this is a secret, and then they spread. So, how long you can keep secrets, and how many secrets you have already kept, is very important. Last night in the course on followership, we had hadith about kitman, about significance of hiding. So, if you are interested, you can refer to that. How much Ahlul Bayt say that our Shia have to be able to hide even our hadith. For example, Imam alayhi salam says, the best of my companions are awra'uhum wa afqahuhum wa aktamuhum lahaditha. The most pious, the most knowledgeable, and those who hide our hadith the most. Because hadith of Ahlul Bayt are some of them to be publicized, some of them are to be preserved for ourselves or for scholars. So rationality means you are able to keep things confidential. Okay? So you have to have control over your tongue. In Nahj al-Balagh, there's a hadith that someone said to Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sif lana al-aqil. Please describe for us aqil. Who is aqil? Who is intelligent? Imam alayhi salam said, هو الذي يضع الشيء مواضعه. This is why practical intellect and wisdom is the same. Imam said, aqil is the one who puts everything in its due place. Yes. It's like justice, but it's hikmah, because justice, to give everything its right, this is to put everything in its due place. Like I told you, example of mafati on Qur'an. You remember? I said Ayatollah Ahmad Imyan used to say, Hakim doesn't put mafati on Qur'an. Qur'an has to be on top of mafati. Many times I go home, I have difficulty because I have, for example, a few books. I thinking which one has more Qur'an. So I have to think in a few minutes, So you should not put anything in a wrong place. It's very important. Now imagine, for example, if you want to appoint people for different jobs, you should put every person in the job that they suit. Yes? You want to recommend people. You should recommend people for something that they suit. Not more, not less. Yes? You want to praise people. So everything has to have careful measure. Yes?
Because the same is justice.
Yes. Justice is less than hikmah. Hikmah is more than justice. In Aqaid also we discussed, we said, if you want to observe wisdom, it's more difficult than justice. For example, we said, justice requires that if there is a public money, to distribute it justly. But your own money, You don't need to distribute it justly. Yeah, because your money, everything you do is justly. But if you want to distribute it wisely, even your money, then you should have some criteria. You cannot give to some people more, some people less, even if it's your money. It's not a matter of justice, it's a matter of wisdom. After Amir al-Mu'minin said that Aqil is the one who puts everything in its due place, فَقِيلَ فَصِفْ لَنَا الْجَاهِلِ. Please describe for us who is Jahil, who is not intelligent. فَقَالَ قَدْ فَعَلْتِ. Imam said, I have already given you the description. Means Jahil is the one who doesn't put things in its غيره. Who puts them in غيره. Another hadith about Aqil, which is also a matter of benefiting from your experience, is this famous hadith. لا يلسع العاقل. And we have لا يلدغ المؤمن. And here we have لا يلسع العاقل من جحر مرتين. Or لا يلدغ المؤمن من جحر واحد مرتين. You know, sometimes you don't know there is a snake. You put your finger in a hole and it bites you. Okay, the first time it's forgivable because you don't know. But Aqil should not be twice making the same mistake. Yeah? You have to learn from your mistakes. But I have here a point. I said what we do is we give our mistakes different names so that we can repeat them. For example, I make one mistake in Qom. Then I make the same mistake in London. But say this was in London. In London, I didn't do mistake. It's the first time. Or I did this mistake with this person, not with that person. So unfortunately, we keep repeating the same mistake as long as there is a little difference. But Aqil has to be able to see general points which are common. We should not be beaten twice from the same point. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, على العاقل أن يكون عارفا بزمانه مقبلا على شأنه حافظا للسان. Very beautiful. Aqil has to be aware of his time, his age. You should know your age, your era. You know, in the same way that you should know Imam Zaman for your time. Yeah, man mata walam ya'rif Imam Zamane. You should know your Zaman. And actually, I say knowing Imam of our Zaman means knowing this Zaman also. And what Imam wants from you in this Zaman, this time. If we are not aware of our age and requirements of our age and how things are unfolding here, we can make mistakes or we can lose opportunities. You remember beginning of this academic year, I told you 3 characteristics of this age. You remember? So things like this, pardon? Yes. So there are things about our age that if you know, maybe you can benefit from them or at least maintain the loss. But there are things that if you don't know, you can make big mistakes or miss lots of opportunities. So we have to know about our age. مقبلا على شأنه. Aqil also must be someone who is paying attention to his own affair. You should be focused on what matters to you. Don't focus on others, people, affairs, and don't be also losing focus on anything. You have to be focused, but on your own affair and something which is important, something that you must know. Okay? Unfortunately, many times we don't focus on our life. We don't take our life seriously. And I don't know if you accept this. Do you accept this?
Yes.
What? I haven't yet said. Uh-huh. No, I want to say something. That many times, we live in future. We don't live in the moment. For example, I always think that still the best of my time, life has not come. Inshallah, I would have my best ibadah and best, relation with Allah in future. And I become 20, 30, 40, 50, still I am waiting. And then you see, you have become old. You cannot even, stand for prayer.
But isn't it important that you have that so that you can strive for better?
Yes, you can strive for better. But the best part of your life can be today. And even if you want to be good, you have to make it today. Unfortunately, many times we wait for future to come, for a special future to come. And therefore we don't benefit and appreciate the current moment. The hadith says, Ma fata maza, wa ma ya'tika fa'ain, faghtanim al-fursata bayna al-adamain. Ma fata maza, wa ma ya'tika fa'ain, faghtanim al-fursata bayna al-adamain. Past has expired. Future has not come. So we have two Adam. Past has gone, future has not come, in two non-existent things. Pardon?
Who said that?
I don't remember. It's a hadith. Appreciate, take opportunity of this time between Adamain, between past and future, present. If you appreciate the present, then inshallah future is yours. And you can compensate for the past as well. But if you don't appreciate present, you will never succeed. I don't know, you agree or not?
Yeah.
This is a problem that we have. We always are waiting for something to happen. But you should do your best in this time. This is actually something that these days I am thinking a lot about myself, that how I can improve this part. That be in the moment. And sometimes, for example, pardon?
Conscious.
Maybe this particular prayer can change my life. Maybe this particular meeting can change my life. This particular help that I offer can change my life. But we are always waiting for something that must be very special, something very extraordinary to change us. Yes? I think the best opportunities are these small things. If you take them, great. You can take great things small, or you can take a small thing great and it would be really great. You raise your hand?
On the same point, sometimes we think of the future, but we also sometimes live in the past as well.
That's another problem. Yes. Yes. We too much sometimes remain in the history. History is good, but if you get lesson for today. Yes? But if you are stuck in history and you cannot understand what you have to do now because of history, that's a problem. History should project light on present. Yes? Not that takes away the light of present for looking at something which is not useful. Exactly. So, عارفاً بزمانه. Know your time. مقبلاً على شأنه. Pay attention to your own affair. حافظاً للسان. And watch or protect his tongue. This lisan, this tongue, as the scholars of akhlaq say, is the best and the worst part. Yeah. They say once a king told his chef, make a food with the best part of the goat. So made with the tongue. We say zaban. And tomorrow said, now make the food with the worst part. Again, tongue. He said, how it comes is the best. I said, depending on how you use it. So, it can be something that brings peace, reconciliation, knowledge, hope. It can be something that just brings division, separation, fight, anger, darkness. So, it's very important to protect tongue. In our hadith, we very much have focus on this issue. And it seems to me that one of the things that it's a sign of not being very wise is that more than we watch our own tongue, we watch tongue of enemies. We get angry when they say something wrong. Enemy has to say wrong things. You have to watch your tongue. But I think, I don't know you agree or not, we pay more attention to what enemies say than to what we should say. And sometimes even we let the enemy to decide our narrative. We just repeat and imitate what they say. No. Your tongue should be watched no matter what they say. You watch your tongue. Imam Kazim alayhi salam said, إن العاقل لا يحدث من يخاف تكذيبه. Aqil does not talk to someone that is afraid that may reject him. If someone is going to deny you and reject you, don't talk to him. ولا يسأل من يخاف منعه. And would not ask, yes. إن العاقل لا يحدث من يخاف تكذيبه. Does not talk to someone that is afraid that would reject him. Of course, it means for practical things. Sometimes Musa has to speak to Pharaoh, even if he's worried, but he has to speak. لعله يتذكر. Maybe it's working. But if there is something personal or something that is not a matter of guiding, and you don't see chance of that person listening, don't say to him. May reject you. وَلَا يَسْأَلُ مَنْ يَخَافُ مَنْعَهُ. Would not ask for help from someone that has fear that may deprive him Okay, if you need help, don't ask someone that is not going to give you. Why you are losing your honor by asking someone that you don't have hope that would give you. وَلَا يَعِدُ مَا لَا يَقْدِرُ عَلَيْهِ. The one who is intelligent does not promise something that cannot deliver. Yeah? If you promise, you must deliver. If you are not sure, don't promise. Not that you promise and then you think. Say, oh, I cannot do it. You must do the thinking before. وَلَا يَرْجُو مَا يُعَنَّفُ بِرَجَائِهِ. And would not put hope in something that would damage his hope. وَلَا يَتَقَدَّمُ عَلَى مَا يَخَافُ الْعَجْزَ عَنْهِ. And would not embark on something that is afraid of not being able to do it. You know, you should be ambitious, but realistically. For example, if you cannot have 50 guests in your home, don't invite 50 guests and then start beating on your head, you know. What should I do with 50 guests? Or, for example, accept to give a lecture on something that you are not able to handle. You must see how much you can deliver, and then based on that you accept. Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam said, this is about ma yazidul aql. This chapter is about those things that increases aql. Al-aqlu qarizatun tazidu bil-ilm wa-tajara. Aql is qariza, this is aql tab'i. Is instinct, means God-given, something natural, but with knowledge and experience, your aql increases. You remember we said in hikmah, you need knowledge and experience. The more you know, and the more experience you have, the better chance of utilizing your God-given intellect. Yes? Even if you are the most intelligent person, but you don't know the subject, don't make any judgment. Or if you don't have experience, don't make any judgment. You need to be familiar with the subject, and you need to have experience. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'minin said, بِتَرْكِ مَا لَا يَعْنِيكَ يَتَمُّ لَكَ الْعَقْلِ. By leaving aside what doesn't matter to you, it's not your business, your aql will be complete. Because when you get into what doesn't matter to you, you are wasting. Focus, like laser. Why laser is so powerful? Because it's focused. Yes? If laser was scattered, was not doing anything. Your attention, your experiences, your knowledge, your resources, if they are focused on something, inshallah you can solve it. But if you undertake too many things, if you pay attention to too many things, you cannot. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, كَثْرَةُ النَّظَرِ فِي الْعِلْمِ يَفْتَحُ الْعَقْلِ. Looking at knowledge in abundance would open intellect. So if you want your aql to open, to widen, try to learn. Then we go to the next chapter about ma yu'tabaru bihil aql. Those things by which aql can be verified, and like signs for aql. There are hadiths which say that, for example, a sign of aqil is not to be too much attached to dunya. For example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ala wa inna min alamat al-aql." Be aware that some of the signs of aql is at-tajafi an dar al-ghurur, wal-inabatu ila dar al-khulud, wat-tazawwud li-sukn al-qubur, wat-ta'ahhub li-yawm al-nushur. If you are aqil, you understand your priorities. Yeah, this is a minimum expectation from aqil, to know the priorities. Is dunya priority or akhirah? Akhirah. And you use your dunya in order to build your akhirah. So Rasulullah says some of the signs of aql is at-tajafi an dar al-ghurur, to detach yourself from this world of deception and return your attention to the world of permanence, khulud, and collect provision, tazawwud, for your life after death, and be prepared for the day of resurrection. So aqil is all the time collecting provision and preparing for akhirah. There is a hadith from from Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam, which is in need of explanation, and it's a very beautiful point. In the badihatil maqal tukhtabaru uqulur rijal. In the badihatil maqal tukhtabaru uqulur rijal. Those who are aqil and hakim, when they speak, you find it very clear and evident, easy to understand. Even if they say difficult things, they say it very easily and obviously. This is a sign of aql and hikmah, that you are able to take things to the most basic level and present it in the one that people can easily, with their fitrah, understand. You know, sometimes when people want to say something very simple to you, they say it as like a puzzle, make things very complicated. And sometimes some people tell you even difficult things very easily. Sometimes people, you have to listen hard and carefully to understand what they want to say. And at the end you have to guess. You are not sure you understood or you know. But sometimes people say very easily. Prophets were like this. Prophets spoke in the way that almost everyone could understand. Yeah? Depending on their level, they could understand differently, but everyone could understand at least the basic. نحن معاشر الأنبياء نكلم الناس على قدر عقولهم. We prophets speak to people according to the level of their aql. Therefore, prophets were not like philosophers, for example. Sometimes philosophers speak to philosophers or students of philosophy. Not everyone can understand. Or, for example, those who are experts, for example, in irfan or physics or chemistry, whatever, any discipline, sometimes you cannot understand them unless you are in that field. But the prophets were able to speak to people and communicate to people easily. Among ulama also you find sometimes people have great knowledge but still are able to speak in the way that every person can understand something, can benefit something. Muslims, non-Muslims, educated people or not, they can understand something. This is the sign of the power of intellect, but also this is the sign of harmony between the intellect of this person and the heart of this person. Everything is well cooked and processed. So it's very important. They say one of ulama used to speak very difficult, very difficult way. So I don't know how true is this, but they say he used to say that when I speak in the first 1/3, I understand and people also understand. In the second 1/3, I understand and people don't understand. In the last 1/3, neither me understand nor people. So if he speaks 1 hour, 20 minutes, it's okay, everyone understands. The second 20 minutes, only he understands. The last 20, only God understands. Mir Damad, Rahmatullah Alayh, who has Qabasat, he is a famous Mashai philosopher. He used to also speak and write philosophy in a very difficult language. Maybe he had a purpose to keep it only for some people, I don't know. So he was very, very hard to understand. So they say when he died, angels asked him question. Man Rabbuk? Who is your Lord? He said, Ustuqussen fawqa ustuqussati. And the angels didn't understand. So they say they went to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and said, we asked him and he said this. And Allah said, leave him. When he was alive, he was saying things that even I didn't understand.
Somebody must have written the joke after he died.
Of course. So, Ostokos means onsor, means element. So he was like a substance above all substances. This is what he meant. So, sometimes people have purpose because they think certain things should not be given to the public. It has to be kept for, yes. Like, physicians. Some of them write prescriptions very badly. Either because they cannot write better, or maybe they don't want people to read except people whose job is to dispense medicine. So we don't know, inshallah, they have good reason for this. But if you don't have any specific reason to keep it difficult, it's very important to be able to speak clearly. And this is something that it's a matter of your maturity and wisdom, but also maybe training is important. If you train yourself, especially when we learn many terminologies in fiqh and usul and philosophy, these terminologies are very helpful, but you should be able to also speak not always with this terminology, because then ordinary people cannot understand. So it's very difficult. One of the things you have to learn is that how to speak to children, how to speak to adults, how to speak to ulama, how to speak to non-Muslim. Every group of people, you should be able to speak according to their background, to their level. So, عند بديهة المقال تختبر عقول الرجال. When it is clear and easily and quickly coming, means there is aql. Another thing is إذا تم العقل نقص الكلام. If aql is complete, words become less. You don't need to speak too much. Either you don't speak about unnecessary things, or even those things which are necessary, you can use less words, both of them. And then we have things about obstacles for aql. Things that can damage your aql or weaken your aql. I think I leave this chapter for next week. So, as a summary, what we discussed in these 2 sessions tonight is that aql is a hujjah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It never misguides or betrays us, never tells us something which is wrong. We just need to make sure that we keep it active, we keep it free, and we listen to it. The more we listen to aql, the more active and the louder the word of aql, the speech of aql becomes. If aql is complete, you are in the highest levels in dunya and akhirah. If aql is complete, you have best relations with people, friends, non-friends, and it would lead to humility, to patience, to control of your tongue and hand, and it would help you to be moderate with people and to speak in the way that people can easily understand. So these are few elements, few branches of practical wisdom. Inshallah, we continue with the hadith, and then inshallah I will try to come up with a kind of map for how to carry on with all these characteristics of wisdom, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Allah. Allah.